Hello, welcome to the show. Everton have finally won. I know, didn't expect it. 2 goals in the final 10 minutes made us basically steal this one. Look, I was pretty down in the dumps. 2 goals have been denied due to offside. We'll talk about that a little bit later, but first things first, let's just talk about the situation that's gone on in the last few days. Obviously, the director of football, Marcel, was sacked, or basically he decided to step away from the role. And look, if we're going to see long-term results, good results, we're going to have to do a complete overhaul. Obviously, I don't have too much knowledge about what's going on behind the scenes, but what I've seen on social media and whatnot, he was not the right guy to leave. It actually was the chairman, the owner that have been making the big calls, and basically the director of football hasn't been able to do what he's there for, direct football. So, yeah, obviously a little bit of politics within the football club. Just one little thing I want to mention. Um, you know, that I saw circulating around social media in the 27th minute, we were all going to piss off, or well, not me obviously, but Everton fans were going to piss off in the 26th or 27th minute to indicate we haven't been with, we haven't won a trophy in about 26 years. Look, if you leave the ground, you're part of the problem. If you're a true Everton fan, you have to stick with the team through tough times, through thick and thin, you know, because otherwise you aren't a true fan. You aren't a true fan. I don't care how shit we're playing. I don't care how good we're playing. You are part of the problem. If you want to piss off, I mean, these players, although some weeks they haven't shown the effort required, and accepted at EPL level, it's not good enough to piss off and basically say, well, I'm not supporting this club. I understand it's for reasons that go beyond the product on the pitch. But in saying that, doing something like that isn't going to do anything. I don't think it's going to change any opinions because ultimately, it's all internal shit happening up top and they've all got links, they've all got connections, they've all got, you get what I mean. So I don't think taking a stand like that is really the way to go. I think, the amount of mass media getting on top of Everton and how shit they've been in the past couple months, I think that's bad enough. And I think, Rafa feels the pressure, but walking out of the stadium at the 27th minute is just, you're not a true fan for doing that. This one, well, we sort of started off, I mean, the first half probably were the side more deserving of a goal. Obviously, one goal got ruled out offside, and I still don't understand how VAR works. They've ruled the line where they indicate whether the offensive player is in line with the defender. They've marked it like right here. That's where the line was drawn. It wasn't drawn here, it was drawn here. So I still don't understand why that is the ruling or the case. I've got no idea. But then you look at the second goal. The second goal was, it was a matter of like 1 or 2 pixels. And that's the problem with technology. Unless you have like full 4K zoomed in resolution, it's going to not be very accurate. And in saying that, I mean, they didn't even have the right angle. They're not even going directly side on. They're going from like an angle that's somewhat ahead of the play. So you actually can't figure out definitively if it was offside. So that should have been probably a goal. We should have gotten the benefit of the doubt on that decision. But, man, I actually had to go out and I missed the last 15 minutes. But then I watched the back on replay and, well, I wasn't disappointed. Richarlison obviously scored the first goal. Follow-up header. He needed a goal. As Mark Goldbridge would say, justice jam on toast. He deserved a goal. He was pretty proactive up forward today. Usually gets lost up front playing the number 10. Is that the number 10 position? Yeah, I think so. But yeah, this time around, he had a lot of chances, and well, he converted on that final chance. And then the second goal, well, Demarai Gray, I mean, he arguably scored the first goal because it was the deflection off the crossbar from a shot outside the box by Demarai Gray, which resulted in the Richarlison goal. And then you complement that with a goal that he actually scored from outside the box. It also connected with the post and then went in. Absolute rocket. And when you hear Martin Tyler scream like that, you know it's a damn good goal. So it was good to see it go in, and it's good to see us get a win. This win is absolutely huge. Obviously, we needed it for a number of reasons, for confidence reasons, for, just to win a game. For Rafa's job, I mean, for the sake of Rafa, he would have needed that win because he could have realistically been shown the door if we lost the way we did. Obviously, the first goal we conceded was pretty shit, to be honest. Arsenal hadn't had many opportunities, and they had one opportunity where Odegaard was pretty much unmarked, and that's pretty unforgivable given how close he was to the goal. But then on the flip side, you look at Demarai Gray and those two shots. I think the good thing about Demarai Gray today was, I'm going to give him the man of the match, by the way. Obviously he scored the match winner, but it's not just because of that. He whipped in a good cross in the first half, which if DCL was playing, he would have gotten on the end of. He just makes shit happen. There's moments where, especially in this run, it's very difficult to remember the good things that were done earlier in the season. I mean, you can lose a bit of confidence, but you never lose the ability. Poise and composure can sometimes go in big moments, but, Demarai lived up to the challenge, obviously with those two ripper goals, but it's just good to see us back on the winners list. I mean, Arsenal choked this one. There was a shot by Nketiah that hit the post. I don't know how he missed it from point blank, and then Aubameyang in the final minutes could have easily tied the game up. So that could have really changed the landscape of the game. We may not have gone on that run, scored the final two goals. Arsenal could have tied the game and then won themselves 2-1. You never know. But this, as I said, was a huge win. If we speak about Demarai Gray a little bit more, though, look, sometimes, I mean, you've just got to take a punt. And in weeks gone by, we haven't really been willing to do that. We haven't given ourselves the opportunity to score because we're too hesitant with it. We're stuffing around with it too much. There's a lack of confidence in bringing the ball forward. But Demarai Gray, he hesitated a couple times. It had Arsenal defenders flat-footed, and that's how he was able to get the two shots off that ultimately resulted in the end product that we want, which is goals. So yeah, sometimes you've just got to do that. And then, we've been lacking the poise and composure, as I said, in weeks gone by. No DCL, Rondon up front. It's pretty much a recipe for disaster. But today, Demarai Gray brought some much-needed poise and composure in the big moments. It takes a lot of precision and accuracy to score the ball or to aim the ball and execute that shot that he did. So, huge props. I'm also going to give a bit of a shout out to Andre Gomez, who actually came into the game as a sub, and it's probably the offensive firepower in the middle that we've been missing. I mean, Doucouré's been able to fill the void, but when you have two men in the middle, in the midfield, some of the resources are going to be lost because Alan needs more help, and that's why Doucouré has to sacrifice his offense because we're being so much under siege defensively. Andre Gomez comes in, three in the middle. He was the guy that pioneered that second goal. He gave it to Demarai Gray, and Demarai Gray was able to finish off. I mean, I think it was just an advancing move. He got past a couple defenders, and it was from Alan's hard work winning the ball in the defensive half. So, look, earlier in the season we did a 4-3-3 formation, I'm pretty damn sure. We may have done something a little bit different. I don't think so, though. You look at where the success came from today, and it was in the 4-3-3 formation. I still don't understand why we played all of Townsend, Gray, and Gordon. As much as I love Gordon and he brings effort, he probably doesn't contribute as much on the offensive end. Obviously, he won, or basically he opened us up to the first goal. I think he deflected it out of play, and then Arsenal stuffed up the throw-in. But apart from that, he hasn't really offered much offensively. That's not a part of his skill set yet. Obviously, that'll come with development, but for the moment, in what we want to do and what we need to do, which is get wins, he hasn't really been contributing to the cause as much as we would have liked. So, regardless, I think the option to go for is Gray, Richarlison, Townsend up top, and then we can take it from there. But, yeah, I mean, regardless, we saw what happened when we had a three-man midfield. 2 goals, a lot of reinforcements to help bring the ball forward, as well as a lot of reinforcement defensively. If we speak defensively for just a moment, Godfrey and Coleman, 2 critical blocks, I think, in the latter stages of the second half. I think when the score was 1-1, we needed that stuff. We need those little second efforts. It would have been absolutely agonizing, absolutely deflating, absolutely demoralizing if we conceded a second goal after immediately scoring one. It was demoralizing as is with those VAR calls not going our way. But regardless, we have a win, and I'm going to take it. Obviously, Arsenal Fan TV will not be happy about this one, and they will be instantly on the Arteta out train. But look, Rafa, he doesn't have the resources. He's never had the resources. He hasn't had, a lot of spending budget. He hasn't had a full team to field, and when he has, we've performed well. So we've got to hold on him for a moment. We've got to be patient. I know, football fans are very reactive. If they lose a game, they want their manager out. If they win a game, they're praising each and every player, the whole organisation, everyone. But look, I think we just got to be patient. We've got to get through this tough period. I think there's a few more games, and then there's like an 8-game run where all the teams we play are below us. So that'll be our opportunity to ascend in the standings. But for the moment, the pressure valve has essentially been released for the moment. But here's hoping that we can win next week. We've got Crystal Palace. I think it's going to be a very even matchup. Crystal Palace have gone head-to-head, toe-to-toe with a variety of good opposition this year. Obviously, they lost to United in a pretty shit way. I mean, giving away a goal courtesy of Fred scoring it. I mean, that's, nothing more needs to be said. But regardless, I think this is going to be a great contest. I think there'll be competition. There'll be a test. Obviously, we're going to be confident, but we can't get too complacent because, after all, you look at it in the grand scheme, 1 win in about 9 games is an ideal return. So, yeah, that's going to be it. Hopefully, we'll be back at it, beat Crystal, and we'll see how we go. And hopefully, we're in the same position this time next week. Anyway, have a great rest of your day. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel. That's basically about it. Peace out.